All right, what's up, y'all? My name is Evan Strong, the founder of In the Image Clothing Company. Today's the 30th of April, 2025, and this is 1/4 of our company as a whole, In the Image Clothing Company Dogs. And what I'm going to talk about in this video is the simplicity of poodle grooming. Because it is. I know that a lot of people think that, when it comes to a poodle, you have to do this elaborate poodle cut, this continental clip that we see in the dog shows when the poodles are properly walking around and they're getting judged for how they look. Yeah, that's not necessary. And it's so easy to have a poodle and the grooming, right? Meaning what comes along with the grooming. It's not hard. So I'll get into it. First, I'll talk about the other three sides of our company a little bit. But like I said, this is In the Image Clothing Company Dogs, one of our fourths, and our whole key slogan for this fourth of the company is letting dogs stay natural. Unnatural materials nowadays are placed into dog toys and accessories, even things we place onto the dogs, collars and leashes and harnesses. There can be imbalances weight-wise and fit-wise in those things. And dehydrated kibble, water just extracted from the food of the dogs, right? Yeah, so unnatural. And we just address all those things. We will also have, under In the Image Clothing Company, collars and leashes available for dogs, made out of 100% natural materials, and just ideally no restriction to the dogs. Whatever else we get into with dog products, we will have as well, right? Another fourth of our company is the main side of In the Image Clothing Company, where it all started and still our main side. The whole key slogan is allowing the human body to work. That first word's the key one, allowing. We're just a mechanical machine placed onto a rock in space. There's a center line, the sternum, the spine, the trachea, the nose, and our jaw, naturally stabilizing the entire body. On an Earth with gravity, clothing has to be made out of 100% natural materials, because the human body is, stay centered, and fit correct in order to allow the human body to just work. And we do that on that fourth of our company. We get into a lot of things: eating, sleeping, hydration, walking, standing, naturally. Another fourth is In the Image Clothing Company podcast, where I get into deep, bold, blunt, raw, and real discussions on the gospel of Jesus Christ, aka the truth of all things. We're all human beings, we're all on the same earth. I just discuss what's going on and how and why, and it's really a great place to go check out if you'd like to. We're on episode 114 of In the Image Clothing Company podcast as of last night. It's awesome. Okay, another fourth of us, In the Image Clothing Company music. I address the size and setup of guitars to not alter our hands, to allow our body to work. The hands are essentially the shoulders, as our feet are essentially the hips. The body works as an entirety and as one. Guitars are almost always set up incorrect, and they're almost always too large. So there you go. Music that I've made is also placed on In the Image Clothing Company music. Now, poodles are amazing. We, under In the Image Clothing Company Dogs, will be breeding purebred standard poodles. Our puppies will be something that you could potentially end up with, but there's a video placed here on In the Image Clothing Company Dogs titled "When the Standard Poodle Puppies Come, ... There's a lot of conditions on who the dogs go to. It's like adopting a child. It's a 15-year commitment, and our breeding program under In the Image Clothing Company Dogs is going to be very, 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 very properly and well done. So conditions on who the dogs go to, but you could end up with a standard poodle puppy from one of our litters. The thing with poodles is sometimes people get a little bit drawn away from poodles, no matter how much they like them and all the things that poodles are. There's so many wonderful things about poodles that are unique to that specific breed. One of those things, though, is a potential deterrent to people, and it's that they have hair rather than fur. Their hair just continually grows if you don't cut it. But that's not a scary thing. It's not some big old hard thing. It's not something that should deter you, okay, from getting a poodle if you'd like one, regardless of who it's from, right? Not just only from In the Image Clothing Company Dogs litters, but we will have good dogs available, right? Really, I mean, yeah, health-wise, and they'll be registered proper dogs, right? Under In the Image Clothing Company dogs, our standard poodles. But I think people think because they've heard and because of what they see that they will be just combing and brushing their poodle all day, every day, and they'll have to spend so much money on groomers to cut the dog in such a elaborate haircut. And the answer to those and that is no, you don't. You can simply just take clippers, okay, which is what they use. They also use scissors, right? Groomers for dogs. But similar to just what we use on our hair, what I've used on my head to get it all short like this, you can take that, ideally specifically for dogs, right? The clippers you use, but you can do it entirely yourself at home, all one length. You can take the entirety of your standard poodle and just groom it one length by yourself so easily, okay? The thing with doing it one length is, depending on if you're in a warm climate or a cold one, you'll probably want a pretty decent amount, relatively, right, of hair to be left onto the dog if it's pretty cold outside. But then in the summer months or just the warmer months of wherever you are, or if you just live in a place that's warm climate most of the year, you can shave the dog pretty short. And poodles already don't shed, at least the same way that human beings don't, right? Occasionally hair can come out, but they don't shed like other dog breeds do. So it's actually so easy to maintain. If you are grooming your poodle yourself, just don't sweat it. Don't worry about it, think that it's going to be this hard thing to do or to learn how to do. If you do it all one length, you can't really mess it up. There's parts of the dog, like on the creases of the leg, be careful and go slow where the skin is, right? Like an armpit, for example, for a human being. And on the groin of the dog, just be careful on parts where you could potentially just cut the skin of the dog, but don't worry about it. Just be gentle, go slow. And we will show grooming here under In the Image Clothing Company dogs, how-tos. We will debunk myths like how people think it's a complicated and scary and hard thing. It's just not. So I want to make that very clear. There's other things that go along with grooming, like clipping toenails, but every dog needs its toenails clipped, okay? So it's not hard either. You can do it yourself at home, and we will show how to when we do under In the Image Clothing Company dogs. So I just want it to be very clear and have this here documented under our company, In the Image Clothing Company, for the standard poodle puppies that we will be breeding through our breeding program. I don't want there to be anything that's hindering people from getting a poodle if they want one, but then they think about all the potential excessively hard things that come. And often, because we see these elaborate haircuts that look awesome and are sometimes just so well done, right? Poodle shows when we're visually judging dogs, those haircuts get elaborate, and those haircuts sometimes just take hours or even days to do before like a dog show. You don't need to do that. You can do your dog up all nice, or you can just do it all one length. And just don't let it be something that holds you back from getting a poodle and then maybe get a different dog breed that you don't even want as much, for example, but you don't have to groom as much as you think you have to groom a poodle. Like I've been saying, and just like we do under all four sides of In the Image Clothing Company, we debunk myths of things. People hear something and they create a belief or an idea about it, and we show things as they are. We talk about things just ideally all opinions aside, okay? We're sinful by nature human beings. I'm not perfect in my deliveries, and sometimes I'm opinionated about things, right? But this in itself, it's a relief, really, because there's so many benefits to the breed itself of a poodle, any size, but In the Image Clothing Company, we breed standard purebred poodles, so which is the large size, right? And I don't want any deterrent to discourage people because maybe they love poodles, but you know, they hear the price tag of the groomers, and people say, you got to get your poodle groomed every 4 to 6 weeks, or whatever they say, and it's $65, or it's $100, or it's $5,000, right? Just whatever you hear. I don't want that to ever be determining people's decisions on if they get a poodle or not. So, yeah. This video, the title is The Simplicity of Poodle Grooming, and here's just some context on it is simple. It doesn't have to be complicated. It doesn't have to be elaborate. It doesn't have to even take pre-training to do. It doesn't, okay? And so, there you go. And there's actually a lot of benefits to just having one length across the entire body as well. It's not going to look like poodles traditionally do, but it doesn't need to, hair-wise, because it doesn't change anything about the dog itself. Hair is conditional, right? It grows or it doesn't. Okay. It grows or you cut it, is what I meant, okay? Just like human beings, you're still who you are, whether you have a beard or not, whether you grow long hair or just shave your head. That's what grooming hair-wise is when it comes to poodles. So it can be so simple. Your dog isn't going to be changed whether it has a really, really well done haircut with all these lines and these proportions, or if it's just one simple length over the entire body. There's actually, I just said that, but there is a lot of benefits to just one length across the body. Cleanliness reasons, right? And there's a lot that goes into it. So I hear some wind noise, and by hear, I mean I feel the wind, and the audio and the mic probably picks up the noise. I think that's my cue to wrap it up, because that's what this video needs to be. Just as like a, please don't worry about it, thinking it's something harder than it is. Grooming a poodle, because it isn't. It's very, very, very simple. And just as everything in life, it's really just as complicated as we want to be, or as simple as we let it, really. So, okay, there you go. Thank you. My name is Evan Strong, like I said, the founder of In The Image Clothing Company. Today is the 30th of April, 2025. Check out the other 3 sides of the company if you'd like to, and stop back in, stick around, whatever you want to do. Poodles to come, more visual context with dogs once I have poodles with me for the videos. And thank you. See ya.